Hi, I'm back with another video. If you haven't noticed already, I cut my hair, ta-da! I wanted you to know that I'm still the same person though, so I decided to put on some blue lipstick and wear grandma earrings. That way you know that it's still me. I got a new tattoo as well, so there you go. I'm just coming at you with a lot of change, but I'm very excited about it. It was a really good thing for me to do, so I'm just ready to kind of see like where this whole thing takes me, you know? So today I want to focus on brows, and I'm going to teach you how to do 3 different brow looks, from soft to like an intermediate to like the bold look at me brow. So if that's something you're interested in, keep watching. Okay, so what I've done is I've went ahead and parted my hair off. That way you can see what I'm doing easier. And I'm gonna show you the soft brow. So I'm going in with my Milk Kush Triple Brow Pen. You already know, I love it, I love it. It is a brow pen. It has 3 little prongs to add hairs. What I like about it is that it's very, very soft and natural. So I'm gonna zoom you in and show you how I apply this. So I'm going in with my Milk Makeup brow pen, and I'm starting in the center of my brow. And I'm doing hair-like strokes that are very soft, starting from the bottom and moving up. I'm flicking the brow pen upwards, and I have medium pressure on the bottom, and I'm lightening the pressure as I'm flicking the hair upward. And then as I make my way to the end of my brow, I change the direction. So instead of flicking up here on the inside, I'll start flicking out. And you can just keep working this in until you like how much color and definition you have. So there you have it. That's a very soft, natural brow. I do shave the tail, so for a regular babe that doesn't have a shaved tail, this would be great. But otherwise, if you have it shaved, you will need to sort of draw it on. I would recommend a powder or a pomade for that. So as you can see, like one natural brow untouched versus one brow with a little bit of the brow pen on there. It's not a lot of a difference, but it does give you some color, some definition to work with. So if you want something very, very natural, that's what I would suggest. Another way that you can achieve a very soft and natural eye look without having to like draw one on or anything is you can also use a brow gel. I have one here. This is the NYX Tinted Brow Mascara, and it's good for adding a little bit of color to your brows without you having to like draw them on. So I'm just gonna show that to you real fast. So I'm just applying this up and then out. And if you get any on your skin, you can just go back in with concealer and cover that up. And then like same thing on the other side. This is without the brow pen being on there. So you can see that a little bit of brow gel can give you some color on your natural hairs without you having to like overfill. Again, I shaved the sides, so it's not gonna look like perfectly natural and amazing. I will need to draw mine on, but for, you know, babes that don't have their side shaved, it looks really great. Those are the 2 ways that you can get a really soft and natural looking brow without having to do too much. Whether you're in a hurry or you just don't like a lot of makeup, that's a really good option for you. So let me know which one you like best. Moving on to the intermediate brow, I'm gonna add a little bit of powder to my brows to just give it a little bit more shape, add some more color, and give it better definition. Because with the softer brow, we weren't really defining shapes, we weren't adding a lot of features. We gave it a hint of color, but that's about it. So now we're gonna go into shaping and give it a little bit more structure. All right, I've got you nice and zoomed in now, so I'm going in with a brow powder, and I'm just going to accentuate the shape. So with an angled brush, I'm adding some powder underneath the brow starting from the inside to the tail, and then at the top up here, and then I'm going to draw on a tail. So you can see that. So here I am with very short and light strokes. I'm creating this line here. And now for me, I will be drawing on a tail. So I'm extending my line outwards like that. Yeah, so I'm just doing short, light strokes at the bottom of my brow and slowly creating a tail by lengthening that line underneath my brow. And now to do it up top, I don't start all the way on the inside at the top of my brow, but that's totally a personal preference. I have a lot of hair there already, so I think I don't need the extra definition in that area. So I just apply it to the outside of my brow where the arch and the tail begin. So here I am creating that shape, building my arch a little bit and dragging down until the top and the bottom line connect, and I'm just extending that tail a little bit. Now, not adding any more product, I'm just filling in the inside of that brow, but not going to the center until the very end. That way I have the least amount of product as I get in here, and I sort of just push everything up. So I get a little bit of color, but it's not as intense as the rest. And that is a really nice, subtle brow. So this brow is still subtle, but it's more defined. It has structure, it has an arch, it has the tail. There's a little bit more color, but because we used a powder product, it's still soft. It still registers as natural in a way. So as you can see, you can compare. Obviously the shapes are different because, like I've said already, I have the side of my eyebrow shaved, but you can tell the difference of color and structure from using just like a gel or the pen versus adding a little bit of something. So this combo right here with a little bit of the pen and the powder and the gel is usually where I would stop. This is like my everyday eyebrow because it gives me color, it gives me definition, and it's not too heavy or, you know, too strong. But I know some people really like to go the extra mile, and if I'm doing an exaggerated look or like editorial or glamorous one, or if I'm like, you know, on Instagram and I'm wanting to take that like one picture of my eye, sometimes I will give my brows a little bit of extra something. This can also work for you if you don't have a lot of hairs. You might need to do this step to give yourself even more coverage, more color, because if your hairs are very sparse or you don't grow a lot of hair here, you might enjoy adding this next step. For a bolder brow, I will create the shape like this with a powder to somewhat outline what I'm doing before I make it like a permanent decision. And then I go in with a brow gel or like a brow pomade. So like Anastasia Dip Brow, or I'm using the gel pomade, whatever, from BH Cosmetics. And this is in their brow defining kits. So I'm just going in here with an angled brush, and I'm going to show you what I do. All right, zoomed in one more time. Okay, so with my angled brush and that brow pomade, I'm going and doing the same steps that I did with the powder, but now I'm using a gel. So I'm going to create a line here underneath the brow, over, and then I'll go back in and define some hairs with that gel. So here you can watch me. And again, I'm taking my time. I'm using very light pressure. And I do somewhat like lift my brow as I'm working into the arch. I do tend to keep my line a little bit more continuous when I'm on the top because I want it to be more solid. Yeah, and then I'll just go back and add a couple little gel hairs here in the front. And there you go. It's a little bit harsher, so I wouldn't wear this every day. But if you want something a little bit darker, a little bit heavier, you want a little bit more brow, there you go. A couple of tips that I want to share with you when you're getting into trying something new with your brows is to take your time and to practice and to try it when you're not in a hurry. Like, don't try a new technique while you've got 10 minutes and you're running late to work and whatever, because you're ultimately not going to like it because you sort of rushed. You want to take your time and play with it. When it comes to brows, there is a lot of different things that you can do, and it really depends on how much hair you have, your texture, your bone structure, the color of your brows versus the color of your hair. So there's a lot of different reasons why one might use a technique versus another. So there's a lot of different ways to do it. There's no right or wrong way. There's just somewhat of a theory, and then you can go with it how you want to. So you might be a clear brow gel and a powder girl. You might be a colored gel and that's it. You might be the pomade girl. You might do a pomade and powder mixture, keep it softer on the inside and then just exaggerate the tail, you might use the pomade to draw on the hairs and then do colored, gel. Like, there's so many different combinations, but this is just sort of my routine and my suggestions for you starting out. And it's a little bit easier of a way for me to explain and show you different products and techniques while building upon each other, so you can sort of see the progression of my brows. Another thing to remember is that they're sisters and not twins, and to not be a perfectionist about what you're doing. I usually like to suggest just following your natural shape, and then if you want to see a little bit bigger breakdown on placement and arches for your bone structure, then let me know and I'll do an even more in-depth brow tutorial. Anyway guys, I hope that you liked this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I know it's quick and short this time, but I just wanted to come on and say hi to you because I miss you. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hello. Hi. Is anyone gonna tell me that I had lipstick in my teeth? Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.